Okay, now for part two, we're going to move on to balance exercises. Okay, so what we're going to do to start is we're still going to use our countertop. So we're going back to our countertop for most of the balance exercises. Same thing, remember, you can use a chair, you can use a wall to do these exercises. Just make sure you have something to hold on to. I've even had people do it in a hallway at home, okay? Something where you're safe, okay? Because the first exercise we're going to start with is single leg balance, okay? So look at this exercise here. All right, so I'm standing close to my counter. Keep in mind, you can turn this way too, okay? You don't need to be facing this way. I'm going to face this way so you can see me and hear me a little bit better. But for safety at home, I might try it with both hands on the countertop or both hands on the wall, okay? So on this one, it's gonna be single leg balance. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna be balancing on one leg, okay? Now, here's what it's gonna look like, obviously. Try to keep good posture, and remember we were just working on the core muscles. If your muscles in here are really weak, you'll see what happens. You start going back and forth, okay? So you need to try to stay straight. So one key when you're balancing is try to tighten your muscles of your core, like you're tightening these muscles to keep your spine in a nice straight line. It doesn't always work perfectly, but it's a good trick for balance, okay? So what we're gonna do to start a single leg balance, we're gonna stand on one leg, okay? Remember, it's cheating if you take this other leg and wrap it around the other one for stability. That's more like you're stabilizing with both legs. It's much easier. So make sure you separate the two legs, even if you're not very good at it, okay? We're going here, single leg balance, and I got my finger. I have one finger, as you can see, on the countertop, okay? If I don't need that, just stay close to the counter and remove it. You might be a little more wobbly, but we're working balance quite a bit more. Remember, if you have a white knuckle grip on the counter, you're not balancing at all. You're just holding yourself up with your hand, okay? So if you need your fingers there to start to balance, remember, use both hands if it's a little more safe, okay? So if you feel unsafe with one hand, just turn around to the same counter and use both hands, okay? So for this exercise, obviously, single leg balance, you're gonna hold as long as you comfortably can, and if you can do it with no hands, even better, okay? So, but don't worry about it. If you need to keep a fingertip available, it'll make a big difference, or you can just touch when you need it. Touch when you need it, okay? Just make sure you're staying safe. Same thing if you were turning the other way, standing on one leg. Touch when you need to touch. If you're really having bad balance problems, just hold on for the first little bit until you get stronger. Believe me, once you get stronger, you might be able to start removing those fingers and then slowly but surely going onto the other side. So for this exercise, what we'll do is we're gonna stand on one leg for as long as we comfortably can. If you can do it with your hands away from the counter for at least 30 seconds without cheating at all, then go ahead and switch legs, okay? But think of it that way. Don't go longer than 30 seconds. So if you're going past 30 seconds and your hands are free from the counter, then just move on to the other leg. So I would try at least 30 seconds on each leg. And same thing, I would try going for 30 seconds, even if you lose the balance and you can't quite hold it. Just try staying on the same leg for about 30 seconds and the balance will improve. Everything you work on and practice gets stronger, okay? So practicing on each leg, we'll start with one, and then we'll go to the other. So for this exercise, I would just try going 3 times on each side for a minimum of 30 seconds each. All right, exercise number 2 for balance is called the police walk. Okay, so this one we're gonna be walking heel to toe and we're gonna use a line on the floor if you have it. Okay, so we're gonna keep your fingers close to the countertop on this one so it's stable for your balance. Okay, similar, you can use a hallway, you can also use a wall. Okay, just make sure it's something stable and it's not gonna fall over if you reach for it, okay, or if you're using it for balance, okay? So let's use this crack I have on the floor here, okay, and what I wanna do is go heel to toe, meaning I'm gonna touch my heel and my toe together as I walk. I'm gonna try focusing on keeping my big line on the crack, okay, so let's start here. We're all the way at the wall. I'm gonna walk from here to my chair over there. Okay, so my big toe's on the line, and remember, you can see me from the side here. I'm walking heel to toe. What I don't want to do is go like this. You're going to see a lot of people, this is kind of cheating because it's a lot easier walking like this. Okay, what I want you to do is walk heel to toe, and that's the same thing as the police would have you do. It makes a big difference for your balance. Make sure to keep your fingers on the counter before you start though, okay? Don't try doing this out here until you feel stable. Try it first with your fingers on a counter or a wall or something stable. Okay, so we're here. We're gonna go heel to toe. We're walking here. Same thing with your finger. Just drag it along, unless you feel like you really need to hold on for dear life, okay? If you don't need to do that, just kind of slide a finger along the counter, and then if you lose your balance, you can grab something, okay? And on this one too, since you have both feet available, you can always step out if you lose your balance, but it's still good to have something here. Okay, so we're here, we're walking the line, heel to toe. Try to keep your eyes facing forward, but if you need to keep your eye on the crack, just kind of walk in, look in front of you. Don't look straight down. It's not really a good habit, okay? So I'm kind of looking here. Obviously, I got to look at the line, but then I'm looking straight ahead. But more focus on just going heel to toe. When you run out of counter space, just turn around. Same line, go back the other way. Okay, I'm probably going, maybe 10 paces here. Like so. And then I'm going to turn around. We're going to do it again. So on this one, I would do maybe the length of your countertop, maybe 10 feet each way, 3 times. So that's exercise 2 for balance, the police walk. Try doing that about maybe 60 paces a day if you can, and break it up into 2 to 3 different rounds throughout the day. Balance, we're right here in the same place. We're right next to our countertop. We're going to work on our heel walk. Okay, heel walk. Okay, so if you can see my feet here, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the same crack on the floor that we were doing the police walk on, okay? Now, we're not looking to stay totally on the line on this one. It's a different muscle group, okay? So now what we're doing is we're lifting the feet up, and we're going to be walking on our heels, okay? Now, this one might not be very comfortable for you if you're in your bare feet, okay? So this one might be one of those ones you want to throw some shoes on for, but if you're in the house, it's up to you, okay? But if you're in your socks, remember, bare feet are going to be a little bit better for your stability. If you're on a slick floor, make sure you choose your bare feet over your socks. I'm doing it in my socks in here. Okay, so here's the heel walk. We're walking up on our heels. Keep your toe as high as you can. So on this one, we're working the anterior tibialis muscle. So we have our calf muscles to lift up on our toes, and we have the anterior tibialis muscle to lift up your toes. So we're lifting up the heels with the calves. We're lifting up the toes with this anterior tibialis muscle here. So when you lose the ability and lose the strength to lift up your feet like this, okay, it drastically reduces your ability to balance properly, okay? So we're going to be working those muscles, and we're going to do a few sets up and down the countertop, just like we did the police walk, okay? So watch this. Heel walk, okay, here's what we're doing. We're going to be up on the heels. We're not going heel to toe. It's a heel walk. I still got my fingers available at the countertop. I'm walking like this to the edge of my countertop, okay? And then I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to walk back. Okay, same thing, we would turn around again. I'm not trying to be perfect on this one. Same thing, if you can just slide your finger along the countertop for balance, that's great. If you can remove your fingers completely for balance, that's even better, okay? Without falling down, of course, just make sure you stay close to everything's safe. Okay, and then we'll turn around, heel walking back the whole time. And like I said, there's not a lot of padding on that one. So if you're doing it on carpet, it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. I'm doing it on a marble floor here, so it's not the most comfortable. So if you're on a really hard surface, maybe try putting some shoes on for that one. So think of the heel walk as same as the police walk. I would try 60 steps a day and break them up into maybe 2 to 3 different sections. All right, exercise number 4 for balance is our toe walk. Okay, so this is the exact opposite of the heel walk. Now we're working our calf muscles a little bit more, okay, and the muscles of the feet as well. Okay, so on this one, let's pick our same line because we're close to our countertop here. Okay, so we're in the same spot. We're here, we're doing the opposite of the heel walk. In the heel walk, we were here, walking the whole time, right? Now we're doing the opposite. We're going to be on your toes. Okay, so keep your fingers available for stability. Come up on your toes. Same thing. This is not heel to toe, so we're not trying to stay on the line. I'm just staying close to my counter. Okay, so this one, keep the feet apart. We're staying on your toes. We're going to walk, 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 walk to the end of my countertop. Okay, come down, turn safely. Okay, we're up on our big toes. Remember to stay on the big toes. The big toes is your big, powerful toe. And we're walking. Okay, and then similar to the heel walk on that one, if you don't need your fingers available for the countertop, okay, stay close for safety, but you can also try that one. If your balance is good enough without needing to hold on, then don't hold on, okay, just stay safe and balance. This is almost like you're sneaking up on somebody. Right? It's not that sneaky, but it's the same type of movement, okay? You're not really making any noise. You're up on your big toes, and you're trying to balance there the entire walk. Turn around, make sure you're safe, okay? And come all the way back. Okay, so that's the toe walk exercise, same as the others. I try 60 steps a day and break them up into 2 to 3 sets per day. This is our lateral step, okay? So this one, what we're gonna do is laterally step. I'm gonna turn towards the counter on this one, okay? And we're gonna be going sideways, okay? So we're gonna lateral step. I'm gonna start all the way at the far side of my counter, and then I'm going sideways, 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 sideways. So I'm taking as big of a sideways step as I can, but my feet are pointed this way, okay? Reach, 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 okay? And just like the other ones, if you don't need to keep your fingers on the countertop, you can just kind of slide them along, or you can put them out at your sides, okay? Just keep them close to the counter for safety. Sideways, 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 sideways. Same as the others, I try about maybe 60 steps, 60 lateral steps each way, and try them maybe 2 to 3 times a day. All right, then exercise number 6 is an agility step for balance. Okay, so on this one, I'm here next to my countertop, as you can see. Okay, so see this crack on the floor here? Okay, so we're gonna do an agility step over the crack here, okay? And what we're gonna do is use the countertop as we go along. Okay, so I'm gonna try to stay up on my toes here, okay? And I'm gonna go over and back, trying to stay on my toes the whole time, and I'm gonna go over and back the other way. No speed records on this, okay? Same thing with your fingers. If you can see my fingers here, just keep a finger on there as you're going over, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and then if you're going the other way, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. You're trying to stay on your big toes the whole time. Left, right, left, right. Honestly, and as you get better, if you don't need to keep your fingers on the counter, just try them without, but stay close to something so you don't fall, okay? Stay close to something stable. We would go right, left, right, left, right, left. And then we go the other way, left, right, left, right. We're trying to pretend like the crack is like an electric eel. We don't want to stop, we don't want to step on it, okay? So think of it like a little bit of an obstacle, okay? So on this one, we're trying to go over the crack or over the line without stepping on it. And keep in mind on this one, if you don't have room to go laterally, it's probably a little bit better for your balance if you go sideways, but if you don't want to do that, you can do it in one step. So if I just pick this one square here, if I keep my fingers here, I can do the agility step just in this one square. So I don't need any room to do this. Watch this, I'm up on my toes. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, and the same thing, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Staying up on your big toes. The better you get at that one, try to remove your hands if you can, and then you're doing the same exercise. Left, right, left, right. So if you don't have room to move laterally, if you don't have room to move to the side, just try doing them forward and back. It's a great balance exercise. It's working all those primary foot and ankle muscles that are a big deal for balance. Okay, so on that one, that's the agility step. So just like the other ones, I try about maybe 60 paces, 60 steps total throughout the day, and try to break it up to 2 to 3 sessions. All right, then exercise number 7. Now this is a little bit tougher exercise, okay? So make your own decision about this one, but it's an excellent exercise for practicing putting your body on the ground and kind of getting back up without getting all the way down. We're gonna cover that in a minute, okay? So on this one, this is a step in and step out burpee. This is an excellent exercise, okay? Now watch what I'm doing on this one. It's very practical, okay? So what we're gonna do is get your feet nice and wide, okay? Just like you were getting on the floor, you gotta put your hands down, okay? Put your hands down. Okay, take a step back, take a step back, take a step in, take a step in, walk your hands back, walk your hands up your body, and stand. Now, if you don't need to take that many steps, you don't need to take that many steps, okay? It's just gonna look like this. We're gonna step down, keep your feet wide. The closer your feet are together, the less balance you're gonna have. So keep your feet wide to do it on this one to start, okay? Plant your hands down, step back as far as you comfortably can, and then watch what I'm doing when I bring my feet in. Try to put your heel on the ground. What you'll notice is as you bring your foot in, it's gonna go like this. If you don't have as good a flexibility, it'll go like this. And then when you go to push up, you're gonna fall forward, okay? So you gotta get your heel down. At least one of the heels needs to be down. And then walk your body up next to that heel. Okay, so let me do that again and watch what I'm doing on that one. I'm gonna step down. I'm going to step back, And then when I step in, I'm gonna try to get my heel down as close as I can. I'm trying to bring my other heel down, okay? And then if I need to, I'm gonna walk my hands back and up my body. If I don't need to do that part, I can just skip that, okay? So it could look like this: hands down, step out, step in, and stand, but that's only if you have your heels down. So if you can't get your heels down, try it like this. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. Put your hands down, put your feet back. Focus on getting one heel down, okay? And if you can't quite do that, if both the toes are coming back, if you're still on your toes here, walk your hands back until you're on your heels, then walk up your body. Much easier, okay? So I would try those 5 to 10 times in a row and modify it however you want, okay? So this would look like this. We would go down, step back, step in, stand up, step down, step back, step in, step up. And then one more trick on that, if you're having your trouble getting your heels on the floor, is watch this. I'm just gonna bring my feet really wide, okay? So watch this. I'm gonna step down with my hands, step out wide with my feet. Okay, so if I can't bring my heel to the floor here, I can probably get my heel to the floor here, okay? So I'm gonna go wide, wide, then I have my heels there, but I'm too far forward to stand up, okay? So I'm gonna bring my hands back and then stand. And that's another way to vary that exercise. So I'll do that again for you, okay? We're gonna go here, step down, step back, step back. Instead of stepping right in, okay, if that's not possible for you, just step out and step out. So step a little bit wider, okay? So we're coming down, going back, step wide, step wide. If you can get to your heels, walk your hands back, and then stand up. Try that 5 to 10 times, and maybe try 3 times a day if you can.